Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where we have vehicles being purchased, implemented down here. There's currently no pop-up confirmation, but that's okay for right now, and that's not what I wanted to do at all. There's currently no pop-up confirmation right now, but that's fine. It automatically updates that, and then all we need to do is just check this here and see if if this vehicle slot is actually filled. So, I think the easiest way to do this is to say something along the lines of if building dot, and actually that's building type. If selected building, we'll go ahead and use that. We're only going to be using it once here, I think. Maybe twice. Selected building dot vehicle storage dot count is greater than or equal to I, then we want to go ahead and say tmp.text equals selected building dot vehicle storage dot vehicle storage I dot, and then the question is vehicle name. Yeah, we can do vehicle name. For right now, we can have this just simply be return system.enum.getName, and this would be, why is this erroring out? Oh, because I need a get in here. There we go. That'll help. And then set, I mean, we don't need to set anything. So just return system.enum.getName, and this will be vehicle type. Oh yeah, it needs to be type of vehicle type. There we go. So that'll just automatically get us the name, and like I said in the last episode, that's going to be overflowing a fair amount, but that's okay. So theoretically, if there's a vehicle in that slot, it should now grab it and output the name of that vehicle. So let's go ahead and run this and see if this works. At least as soon as it compiles. I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these because they will be automatically spawned. And we will hide the hex selection window once more. And then we run this, and with any luck, it'll start up anytime in the near future. Usually about 15 to 20 seconds on startup, which is a little longer than I would like, but it's been that way ever since we had it generating all of the biomes at once. It was like an hour to generate all of the buildings at once. So there's that. Okay, let's go ahead and skip this tutorial. And we need to come on down to a place, kind of like this. We'll go ahead and purchase this apartment complex here. Confirm. We will go ahead and demolish it. And then we will build ourselves a postal office. Select that. No reference exceptions. What are you null referencing? It has to be building, right? Or capacity bar? But I don't think it's capacity bar. Let's see. Yeah, it wouldn't be capacity bar. Postal office, hex number 28 owned. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? They keep spawning more of them. If building.vehicle capacity is not equal to 0, then it updates the progress bar, otherwise it sets it at 0, blah 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 blah. Vehicle is set to none because it's erroring out before then. So why is this not working all of a sudden? Building equals selected building. And it's supposed to do all of that on enable. Are we manually calling that when we select a building hex? Let's check. Building hex. Here we go. So interaction mode equals interaction mode dot none business dot on hex selection. Oh my, that was exciting. Okay, business dot on hex selection. So in the business then, on hex selection, we do manually call on enable just to make sure. Okay. Well, that's intriguing. So this is the only thing that's erroring? Actually, at first, it errored in line 43, right here. But it's still thinking that there isn't a selected building. Interesting. So this is when it was called from business. And that's when it was called again in On Awake. So there's no selected building then. We have our manager, we have our business. Well, what broke here? Return manager.selectedWorldHex.BiomeHexes manager.selectedsubhex.submanager.subhexes.index of manager.selectedsubhex.buildings business.selectedhex.buildinghex. Makes sense to me. The major thing that's different here is that this uses manager.selectedsubhex. That's fine. That should be just fine. We know that this name is updating correctly. Building equals selected building. We use building.type here. Why isn't it erroring here, but it is erroring here? Unless building.vehicleStorage is not assigned for some reason. It's a possibility. Let's stop this for right now. Come on, Unity. There you go. Okay, and let's also do equals new list vehicle storage, because what I'm wondering is, what am I doing? We need a parenthesis there. What I'm thinking is maybe this list wasn't initiated. I mean, it errors out on this list here, line 78. Come on, compile on up. There you go. And we're using building.vehicle capacity, or rather building.vehicle storage heavily here. It also errored out on line 43, where we're also using vehicle storage. So I think it was not selected building that was erroring, but rather vehicle storage that was erroring. At least that's the theory. I think it was just an unassigned reference there that we... And it would have been fine if it was a mono behavior, because I believe mono behaviors automatically instantiate lists like that. But in this particular case, we needed a new call because it's not a mono behavior. I think. We'll find out. We should be able to find out without even purchasing any land, though. So let's just come on in here and select this guy. Yeah, no errors. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and buy this storefront here. Confirm that. It is now owned. And let's demolish it. Perfect. And let's go ahead and construct ourselves a postal office. And select that guy, and argument out of range exception. Okay. System.collections.generic.list vehicle. Okay. This is in hex selection window line 45. Uh-huh. No, this is building. Hex selection window, line 45. So, this here. We're out of range. Which is interesting, because we explicitly checked to see if we're out of range or not. Well, count is 1 indexed, right? And the actual index is 0 indexed. Maybe we need it to be simply greater than I? I think that would do the trick. So let's go ahead and run that and make sure that that's working. The other thing that I want to check here is in here. Float building.vehiclestorage.count. Building.vehiclestorage.toString. This needs to be .count.toString. There we go. Because it was outputting the wrong thing. I noticed that as well. So let's make sure that that's working now. It should be fine, theoretically. Ish. Theoretically-ish. But we now should, I believe, be able to purchase vehicles. And it's going to cost the amount specified in the balance. We don't know what that amount is offhand. But we could look it up. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Okay, we're going to skip the tutorial, and in we go. And we are going to select this guy, no issues. Land management, buy land, purchase him up. Confirm. And we are going to go ahead and demolish him. And construct ourselves a postal office. There we go. Select this guy. Yeah, no errors. Only one here. If we go here, there are none. If we go back here, there's one. It's of type delivery vehicle. And you can see that the capacity is 0 out of 1. And I believe if we click this, nothing happens. But what if we do that? Let's check this. Did it not? It didn't do the add listener. Why did it not add the listener? That's intriguing. We explicitly tell it to add a listener here in the onClick. Is it because it has a parameter? I bet it is. I bet it is. Okay, Unity add listener with parameter. Is there a way to do that? It didn't throw any errors. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. This should work just fine. And then it should go to onSelect vehicle slot. So hypothetically, if we do this manually, this isn't going to work obviously in the actual runtime, but if we do this manually and go to hex selection window, onSelect vehicle slot, and this is slot 0, right? This is slot 0? Yes, element 0. And then we select this. It didn't update. And I don't think it worked. Why? It went away. Why is it clearing that? Why would it do that? I mean, we could try doing this a little bit differently than doing it via the delegate. I don't think it'll make a difference. The weirdest thing is that it cleared the listener here. X selection window. X selection window. Unselect vehicle slot. There we go. Well, actually it would have done that, wouldn't it? Our money is 450. Yeah, it's not doing it. It didn't clear it that time. I think it's just not calling it? Maybe? I think because of this, if building.vehiclestorage.count is less than or equal to slot, count, once again, is 0 indexed, and slot is 1 indexed. I think if we just make it be less than slot, select a vehicle. Yeah, that's 100% what it was doing. Okay. Come on. Come on, Unity. Unity? You okay over there, bud? There we go. Argument out of range exceptions. Argument out of range exceptions everywhere. Yeah, we're gonna need to go ahead and rerun this. But that should be the problem now. Now, as for why it didn't actually add the listener, we're gonna check that. We're gonna see if it didn't add the listener, or if it just, I don't know, completely removed it or something. We'll see. When I manually added the listener, I'm pretty sure it worked. But it was just that I was thinking about it as if both were 0 indexed, and they were not. So let's go ahead and come on up here, I guess. This should be fine. And we're going to go ahead and purchase ourselves this storefront. Oh, we're not in purchase land mode. There we go. Okay, purchase that. We'll go ahead and demolish that. And then we'll go ahead and construct ourselves a postal office. Select that. Okay, before I click that, let's check in here. Yeah, there is no on-click here. So when it adds this listener, it's not actually doing anything. Right here. And I'm not sure why. Because it sure seems like it should. But let's manually add it in here. And then we'll try to figure out what's going on with why it's not adding this listener. So hex selector, or hex selection window even, should go to onSelect vehicle slot 0. There we go. And yeah, there we go. Capacity 2 out of 1. Oh. Lol. Okay, so that's not ideal. We are significantly in debt right now, and it shouldn't let us do that. It also shouldn't let us put in 56 of these things. That's, definitely not what we're going for. However, list is empty. I select over here, select here. I think it's just not showing up that it's there. I think it's actually there, the code listener. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we clearly need to add here. First, we need to make sure that if business.currentfunds is greater than or equal to vehicle.balance.vehicle cost. And realistically, we need to get this a different way because we have not created the vehicle yet. So we need to do business.balance.getVehicleBalance from type. And this would be from building.VehicleStorageType .vehicle cost. So if we have the money to do it, then we do it. Otherwise, we should do else, no, not else, debug.log replace me we're going to want this to be a more visible error message, but for right now, not enough funds to purchase this vehicle. Okay, there we go. Next, we need to also ensure if building dot storage or building dot vehicle storage dot count is less than, because this is 1 indexed, the capacity is going to be 0 indexed, right? Maybe not, actually. So the capacity would be 1, count would be 0. Yeah, that would be fine. So it would just be building dot vehicle capacity. Then we purchase the vehicle. Like this. Yeah, that should do the trick. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we will test to make sure that this is working as expected now. See you all then.